Hey everybody! Okay, today is the first day of Kimberly's Questions and Answers TV show. Well, I guess it's not a TV show. It's a YouTube show! Okay, so every week I'm going to put out a show with questions and answers. It's going to be a short one, if I can just quit talking long enough to make it short. And I'm going to try to always have it out on Thursday of every week. Please say I can do it. Okay, so first off, I'm Kimberly McNutt with Essential Soap. And I have 3 topics for today. And I picked those up off of the Essential Soap page on Facebook. And also I looked at YouTube videos for questions as well, but I found 3 questions on Essential Soap and I said, that's the ones. Okay, so we're gonna try to always do 1 to 3 questions depending on how much I need to talk about that particular topic. So on this video, if you post your questions, then I will then pick questions from those comments and do them next week. Okay, so the first question is, what kind of preservative should I use? Okay, so, and I think that was what kind of preservative is the most natural and I should use. Now, Gerberben, okay, is a really great full spectrum preservative. And that means it probably has, and I think it does, formaldehyde and parabens. All right, but I'm allergic to that kind of stuff. So I go with the most natural preservative I can find, and I put my creams or lotions in 4-ounce containers so that it's used faster. Ta-da. I also put high vitamin E amounts in the lotions, and I also use, I think it's called, I always get this mess, yeah, grapefruit seed extract, which has got expensive as of late, but those are to help prevent the oils from going rancid in the lotion, not actually kill bacteria or germs or prevent bacteria or germs from growing. What it does is it keeps your oils fresher so that they don't go bad, okay, or go rancid. Okay, so I use Optiven preservative, O-P-T-I-P-H-E-N, okay, O-P-T-I-P-H-E-N, Optiven, okay? All right, and I get that from thesage.com. Now, if you live too far away from thesage.com, don't buy it from thesage.com. Buy it from a website that has where it's going to mail out from the closest destination to your house as possible. This also has it can tolerate the hottest heat of any preservative I have found. So this particular preservative, I believe it can tolerate like 170 degrees. Now, I still don't buy it in August. I don't buy it in June. I don't buy it in July. Before summer heat hits, I buy up a supply to last me through the summer. Because if it has been sitting on the shelf, and you also want to buy from a company that they move this product. It doesn't sit, you know, they buy a drum of it and ball it up and it sits for 2 years on the shelf. Well, it's already, you know, close to its expiration date. It's already, you know, when you get it, then you've only got a short period of time to use it before it's expired. And so age, determines, it has what you might call a shelf life. Okay, and then you also want to worry about the heat. So shelf life and heat. So I buy it during the cold months and the tepid months in large quantities so that I will have enough to do me through the summer. And I buy it from a place that's close to me so that like it's the next state or the same state. I try, you know, or 2 states over max. I don't buy it from freaking California and have it shipped for 4 or 5 days in the heat to get it to Alabama, because you know how hot it gets in those transfer trucks. I mean, and even in the delivery trucks. Do you know how hot it gets in those things? So I don't want it you know, I want to have spend as short amount of time in shipping as possible. And then I also want it to be as fresh as possible. So I actually called thesage.com and I drove them so crazy that finally the owner called me. And she talked to me about how fast they move this product, how long it sits on their shelves, and all that kind of thing, so that I felt comfortable that this was a product that they sell enough of, that it's moving on a regular basis, so that it's not just sitting on the shelf. I mean, I got products out there on my shelf that sit there for a year. You know, I mean, it doesn't have an expiration date, you know, like a lot of things, you know, like like toothpaste or something, can, you know, last a long time on the shelf. But you know, when you're buying preservative, you don't want something that's already set in their warehouse shelf for a year. You want something that they're moving and shaking, moving and shaking. All right, so that is our preservative question answered. Scales, that was our next question. What kind of scales should I get? So, if you are, this is my all-time favorite battery operated scale. It is a Taylor. I've had it so long the name has wore off of it. It has a stainless steel top and a no drip scale digital screen. So I can literally pour oil of any kind on top of this and it will not get under the glass, okay? And so you want a scale that is sealed here, because I have paid good money for a scale, and within 2 months, because we're, you know, pouring and things drip, oil got under the glass or the plastic, and the digital's ruined. It's ruined. It comes on. It weighs things, but it can't tell you what it weighs anymore. So, and I took one of them apart and tried to fix it. Forget that. So anyway, so it's called a Taylor. Another thing I like about it is it sits level and it's flat. If you have a scale that has one of those little bitty, you know, like upward thing that sits sort of up above it and everything, and it rocks, I mean, your whole bowl can tip off of it. You want something that has a nice flat surface that you can put things on and it can't accidentally tip with 32 ounces of olive oil in it, okay, and spill. So when you're looking at a scale, you want something with a nice flat surface that stays put and doesn't have any spill problems, because it has this little tray that sits up on top of a little platform thing. All right, and on this Taylor, but this is my all-time favorite Walmart scale. I've had these things for years. They never seem to die. We just seem to lose the covers for the batteries. And the batteries you can also pick up at Walmart. They have them in the jewelry section and in the electronics section. This is model number 3844-9. Okay? Capacity 11 pounds. That's 5,000 grams. Or 1.76 ounces, 176 ounces, or 5 kilos. Okay, so this is adequate for soaping on an average basis. It is made in China, and on this it does ounces, pounds, kilograms, and one more, grams. And but on your grams, when you put something on the grams, like it doesn't show up till it hits like 2 grams or something, so you have to put a nickel on it if you want to do 1 gram. So and then when it goes to 6, you have 1 gram. So it is not a gram, you know, working with tiny amounts of gram scale. All right, but it is hard, durable, easy to clean. Just the most awesome scale. Whenever I go to Walmart and I see these, I buy 2 or 3 of them. And they're usually like $30-something. All right, so that's my favorite all-time Walmart scale. Okay, this is a tree, And now, what's the problem with the Walmart scale? It's battery operated. So if you put your dish on there and you pour it and you're like, oh no, I don't have enough in this bottle. Oh, I gotta go find another bottle. Oh, I gotta open it up. Okay, oh, my scale went off. Because it's battery operated, if you're not touching it or doing anything to it, it's just sitting there, it turns itself off to keep the batteries from being dead because you accidentally didn't turn it off. So that's a pain in the butt. And even if you sit and tap it, it only goes so long with you messing with it before it will shut itself off. All right. Woo. Sorry. Okay, so this one here has been my all-time favorite in a scale that has a cord. Okay, now what's the beauty of this? You can plug it up, turn it on, walk away, go get you another bottle, maybe have lunch, come back, and it's still on, it's still going, because it has a power source. Now, I think this one you can, this one you can put batteries in it for if you need to use it where you don't have a power source. This one here, oh, I'm sorry. My son came in and he came in at 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get into bed till 2. And then I had to be up early. Okay, so it is a tree, T-R-E-E, okay? It has a palm tree in the logo, all right? Its capacity is 10,000 grams times 1 gram, okay? It does grams, kilograms, pounds, and ounces. It is the MRB series. I can't remember where I got it. It was online. All right, it is a MRB series. The serial number, or S-N number, is MR14102229. That's MR, M as in Mary, R as in Robert, 1410229. This scale is absolutely awesome, also made in China. And what I like about it is it has the no drip, you know, stuff falls on there and you can clean it. It has good sized buttons that you can really see well. And it's a little greasy because we were just using it and I was measuring something. And this is the awesome part. You can take this off and clean it. You can take this off and clean it away from the scale and then just wipe up your front. So, and it has the little things in here to calibrate it if it gets out of whack. So I'm very fond of this scale. It is a Tree brand, the MRB series. And the beauty and the reason, you can see you can sit things on here. You still have a nice flat surface. You have a little bit of a wiggle, but not much. It's not gonna tip, because I've had scales that literally had this this glass thing that sit on this little circle in the center, and if you press too hard on one corner, ploop. So it has a nice flat surface, the no drip issues, and works great for soaping. Okay, and I can't remember what I paid for it. Okay, so we've done preservative and we've done scales. What is the time that you should cure your soap? Okay, average hot processed soap is cured for 3 to 5 days. Average cold processed soap is cured for 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, so, but there's factors that alter that. With your cold processed soap, you're still gonna make sure the light is dead, okay? But if you live in a very dry climate, your soap is gonna cure faster. Your elevation or your low elevation moisture levels, whether it has been raining all week or whether it has been hot and dry all week, even if you have air conditioning in your house, whether it is hot or cold temperature, has everything to do with your cure level. So do know that you might end up with issues about your soap taking longer or shorter. The other thing is your recipe. If your recipe is real soft, then you're going to have a softer soap that will take longer to cure. If your soap recipe is too soft, it just might not cure at all. Okay? All right, so that is it for today. So please subscribe, Please like this video and please leave your questions for next week. All right, bye everybody.